So, do you really think your face is your own? Well, you might want to rethink that. Right now, Facebook and Google are asking users for video selfies. Hong Kong is requiring facial recognition in order for people to withdraw their pensions. And in Nepal, well, they're connecting government ID to mobile payments. And across Europe, digital ID wallets are becoming a reality. So, what happens when your face simply isn't your own anymore? What happens when it determines what you can access, where you can go, and what you can participate in? Hey everyone, it's Dina Kalmeta here. And last week we took a look at what cameras were doing in cars, license plate trackers, and new technology that can analyze human emotion. Well, today's report, it's not simply just about cameras watching you, although I do have an update. But it goes much deeper than that.
Hong Kong's EMPF platform will require real time facial identification for most online mandatory Provident Fund withdrawal applications from the end of July. The new step combines facial verification with enhanced authentication through IAM Smart, the territory's government digital identity app. The requirement covers withdrawals after a member reaches the age of 65, as well as most early withdrawal applications. Claims based on a small balance of $5,000 or less and claims following a member's passing are exempt from the new biometric step. Now, over in Nepal, to open and continue using a digital payment wallet, people are being required to connect that wallet to their government issued digital identity. This is stronger than ordinary identity verification because it directly links a person's official identity with their ability to use their digital money services. It does not necessarily mean facial payments, but if Nepal's national ID includes biometric data, then the system connects identity, biometrics, and access to money. New Yorkers who want to see their Instagram or TikTok feed curated for an algorithm or receive notifications after midnight will soon have to verify their ages to access those features. The New York Attorney General, Letitia James, released a set of final rules on how to implement the Safe for Kids Act signed into law by the governor. The rules lay out in more detail what social media platforms subject to the law will need to do in order to comply, including standards for understanding users' ages and how to go about obtaining parental consent for kids to use walled off features. That means that every single person in New York with a social media platform that wants to check out their algorithm after 12 a.m. will need to verify who they are. Facial recognition is also reaching private homes. Amazon's Ring is facing a proposed class action lawsuit over its optional familiar faces feature. The lawsuit alleges that the technology identifies and retains facial information belonging to passerbys who never consented to being enrolled or analyzed. Amazon declined to comment on the lawsuit, but Clearview AI is also still fighting litigation over allegations that it scrapped billions of facial images from the internet without consent. So on July 13, an appeals court overturned a proposed settlement and sent the matter back to the federal trial court. Meanwhile, what is Facebook and Google up to? Meta is now rolling out a badge on Facebook that requires users to record a video of their own face. The feature, massively accelerating the normalization of face scanning and biometric data collection, is called Facebook Verified and asks a user to record a short video selfie while the company checks against the photos already on their profile to confirm a match. The process is free and apparently only takes moments. The company, which has been aggressively lobbying for age verification digital ID laws, prevents the badge as a way to confirm a real person is behind an account. And Google is right behind them. Google's newest account recovery option asks for something no password ever required: a moving image of the account holder's face kept on the company's servers. Selfie Video Sign In, launched on July 23rd, records a short clip of the user turning their head on cue. When someone is locked out, Google matches a fresh clip against a stored one to decide whether to let you in. The head movements are the security pitch. They let Google systems tell a live face from a photograph or a pre-recorded loop, the same trick it uses to turn away deep fakes. In the meantime, over back at the EU, the European Digital Identity Wallet is not officially described as a mandatory facial payment system, but is building an infrastructure in which identity documents, financial services, and online access can be held inside one digital wallet, often protected or activated through biometric verification. Every EU member state must provide at least one European digital identity wallet by the end of 2026. The wallet is intended for identity credentials, official documents, age verification, electronic signatures, and access to public and private services.
So, why do these countries and governments have such a fascination with our biometrics? Why are they collecting it and why are they storing it? Because there is a database, you guys, and they are indeed storing this information. But why? Because one day a man is going to rise to power, according to the book of Revelation. And many of you who tune into this show on a regular basis, you know exactly where I'm getting at. But perhaps there is somebody that's tuning in that has never heard this before. But one day a man is going to rise to power. And he's going to come on his white horse of peace. He's going to claim to be a man of peace. In fact, he's going to confirm a 7-year peace agreement with Israel and many others. And the world is going to love him because he's going to have all the answers to all the world's problems. But the thing is, it's all fake. It's all false. He's going to want control and he's going to want your worship. And the way he's going to do that is through a mark on your right hand or on your forehead. And anybody who does not take this mark, which I highly encourage you not to, but anybody who does not take this mark will be considered an enemy of the state. They're not going to be able to buy or sell anything without it. They're not going to be a part of normal society. And those people will be tracked and monitored and eventually captured. But I believe that everything that they're doing right now is for that future tribulation period. So definitely very interesting. But I did want to switch gears and bring you guys an update in regards to the flock cameras. Apparently, now they can fly.
Next time you go for a drive, you might want to look up. The company that puts thousands upon thousands of automated license plate readers in communities all over America is now putting them in the sky. Flock Alpha drones can travel at speeds of up to 60 miles per hour, and they can read license plates from 2,000 feet away. These drones are being marketed as first responders, and they have the potential to be far more intrusive than automated license plate readers that are simply mounted on the side of the road. Of course, Flock automated license plate readers don't just read license plates. According to DFlock, these highly sophisticated surveillance devices are actually AI-powered cameras that capture and analyze images of all passing vehicles, storing details like your car's location, date, and time. In addition, Flock cameras can also make a record of the exact make, model, color, and body type of your vehicle. So if your vehicle has any aftermarket modifications, roof racks, bumper stickers, decals, or visible body damage, all of that is recorded too.
Everywhere you go, everywhere you travel, they are watching you, including in Kansas. Do you happen to live in Kansas? I would love to actually visit Kansas. My nephew used to pastor a church there. I hear it's a wonderful place and wonderful people. But if you happen to use the bus for your transportation over there for whatever reason, well, now they're adding AI cameras to strengthen security.
Kansas City Area Transportation Authority could be one of the first in the nation to add AI-powered facial recognition cameras to its bus fleet this fall. Kansas City bus riders may have to get used to artificial intelligence cameras scanning their faces when they get on the bus. The Kansas City Area Transportation Authority plans to add AI-powered security cameras to some of its buses to help strengthen security and more quickly detect banned riders. It would be among the first in the nation to use the cameras, making this program a test for how surveillance technology is used in public spaces like transit. And it's not just the buses. In the United Kingdom, police are now testing live facial recognition at major railway stations in London. Officials say it's for public safety. Critics say it marks another step towards routine biometric monitoring. And if you're traveling to Europe, you'll encounter another biometric system. Many non-EU travelers are now required to register register facial images and fingerprints before entering the Schengen area as new digital border controls continue to expand. In India, facial recognition cameras are also expanding across major railway stations. Supporters say they're improving security, but privacy advocates warn they normalize constant biometric monitoring in crowded public spaces. Now, not every development involves expansion. A Virginia law that became effective July 1st, 2026, allows for certain authorized police uses, but prohibits local law enforcement from tracking an identified person through public spaces in real time, building facial recognition databases from live video feeds. Very interesting with that word here, databases. Building facial recognition databases. So if they were not already building them, then why would they need to say that? Just something to think about.
So they're watching you in your cars, they're watching you in your homes, they're watching you online. And in fact, in Canada, if you've said anything online that the Canadian government didn't particularly like, well, now they're knocking on your door.
Government officials in Canada are contacting people at their homes over social media posts written months or even years ago. The legal group says that the reports begin arriving after Bill C-9, the Combating Hate Act, cleared Parliament. The law received royal assent on June 18th and came into force on July 18th. Expanding Canada's hate speech offenses, raising penalties, and eliminating defenses that had limited prosecutions for what the state calls hate-related expression. The JCC wrote, "We are receiving reports that some Canadians are being contacted at their homes by government officials about social media posts made months or even years ago. These reports come after the passage of Bill C-9, which expands Canada's hate speech laws by creating new offenses, increasing penalties, and removing certain legal safeguards that previously limited prosecutions for hate-related expression. The act makes hate-motivated crime a standalone offense and creates new charges for intimidating or obstructing people at places of worship, schools, and community centers. It also criminalizes the public display of symbols used by certain groups, which I cannot say here on this platform. Maximum sentences climb across the board. The JCCF's reading of the bill puts the increases at 2 to 5 years for lesser offenses, 5 to 10 for the next tier, and up to life imprisonment for the most serious hate-motivated crimes. The law defines hatred as an emotion of an intense and extreme nature that is clearly associated with vilification and detestation. Police and prosecutors decide which posts meet that description. Bill C-9 also removes the good faith defense that had shielded religious opinion under the criminal code, which let a person avoid conviction for expressing in good faith an opinion on a religious subject or an opinion based on a religious text.
So when you put all these stories together, what do you see? Our faces are connected to our money, our accounts, government services, public transportation, and travel. Cameras are on our phones, inside our homes, inside our cars, in the skies even now. And governments are more and more concerned about what we are saying and doing online. And every single one of these services or systems comes with the promise of safety, security, and convenience. But when we open the door to convenience, control is always on the other side. So I'd love to hear what you guys think about the headlines that we're seeing these days. Let me know in the comments. Also, when you have a free moment, come and visit us on our social media pages as well as our website. Thank you everybody for watching, and until next time, God bless and stay safe.